Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. My name is Matt Jones and I'm with Life 2.0 and I help people to empower their lives. So today I'm talking about 5 life goals. I want to give you a shot of motivation to inspire your life goals for happiness, for fulfillment, for inspiration, for motivation. So I want to discuss these 5 life goals. These are my 5 life goals that I think everyone should include in their own life goals. So let's get started. Okay guys, so number 1 on the life goals list is travel. So this is pretty common for most people. A lot of us want to travel, and I can't stress enough how great it is to travel. As I've said before, I've traveled to over 40 countries around the world, and it's changed my life. Having new experiences, meeting new people, and just learning about new cultures. And especially if you go to a country where, English isn't the primary language, it's very uncomfortable, and you're forced to be in different positions, scenarios that you might not be used to. Anyways, it really expands your mind, and it's the best thing. I highly encourage you to see the world. Okay, number 2, do something that scares you. Do something that scares you. I know this sounds maybe a bit odd, but when we start to get out of our comfort zone and we get beyond our limited beliefs about ourselves, it's something that really fills you up, and you are basically just so proud of yourself that you did it. For instance, for me, I've had a lifelong fear of sharks, probably from the movie Jaws, being raised by the beach. But I had a chance to go to Bora Bora and actually swim with a pool of sharks. That was very challenging and scary, but I gotta say, after I got out of the water and I had that experience, I had a new appreciation for sharks. And I didn't fear them, but I actually admired them after that point, and it completely changed my view of sharks and what everybody may or may not say about them. Second thing for me was I've always had a fear of heights. And so a way to overcome that, I was actually traveling in Brazil at the time, and I decided to go hang gliding. So I jumped off a mountain, 3,000 feet, and I was like, I'm gonna conquer this, I'm just gonna do it. And it was crazy. And when I think back on that moment, and I was just flying through the air for like 15 minutes, it's just transformational. So after I did that, I was really proud of myself for, really just kind of pushing through that wall of fear and living on the other side of it. So highly encourage that. Number 3, get your ideal body. So our health is so important, right? To basically succeed in life at the things we want to accomplish, we need energy. And if we're always feeling like crap and we're getting up late and we're lethargic, you can only get so much done. So, there was a time when I first became a father, and I was 40 pounds overweight. And I was like, before my son gets here, I need to lose this weight. I need to get it off. I don't want to be the fat dad, I don't want to be a fat dad, but also I need to have more energy for my life, for my family. I need to be able to provide. We're going to have a lot of sleepless nights, and I need all the energy I can get. I don't want to be overweight. So I lost 40 pounds in 2.5 months. And after that moment, I just felt so different, just because I'm used to living my life like a musician, staying up late and, getting into bad habits and not working out and all these things. And once you get to 30, your body just goes, and you can't just do whatever you want anymore. So after I did that, my confidence just skyrocketed, and it was one of the best things that I've ever done. During Corona, I actually gained probably another 30 pounds again. So I'm currently in the process of losing 30 pounds again. But I know when I get there, I'll feel better about myself. And it's not about vanity, but it's about perseverance, really challenging yourself, pushing yourself every single day, and really not just the goal of losing 30 pounds, but becoming a healthy person, living a healthy life, feeling more vibrant. That's what working out and exercising should be about for you. All right, so I highly encourage that. Number 4, and not everyone is going to agree with me on this one. Have kids. Yes, have kids. I can't recommend it enough. You notice I didn't put fall in love on here. We all want to fall in love. many of us fall in love. I think that's pretty standard. We don't need to make that a life goal, but even when we fall in love or maybe even get married, we don't always all have kids, do we? And it's one of these things that a lot of people don't really think about. And I know for me, I wanted to, pass on something, in this life. And I got to say, after I became a father, I don't think I really understood life, and until you actually look in your own child's eyes and they look back at you, I there's just this, I can't really explain it, but it's transformational. Something new comes over you, and everything didn't really make sense, it seemed to me, before that moment, and it really just transformed me, honestly. And it's been one of the best decisions I ever made, and my boy is beautiful and he's fun, and I appreciate my life. My parents gave me life, and it's the greatest gift in the world. 400 trillion to 1. Those are the odds of becoming a human. 400 trillion to 1. I mean, we should be writing letters to our parents every single day just for giving us the gift of life. And I think that gift is important, and I think we should all give the gift of life. You know what I mean? Maybe not some of us. But I'm just kidding. But seriously, for me, it's changed my life. So I highly encourage you to have kids. And you learn to stop being so selfish. And when you start doing things that aren't just about you all the time, life just seems to make a little bit more sense. And I'm probably not putting in the most eloquent of words that I want to put it in, just because it's so profound. But I recommend it, guys. Have kids. Okay, number 5. Try a different job. So some of you out there might already have a job and that you're really fulfilled with and you really like. I would say try to, if you're not fulfilled in your job, I would highly recommend doing something different. And even for me, even though I was fulfilled in what I was doing before, playing music, traveling around the world, doing a lot of things, I still have a lot of other interests, like in entrepreneurship. I built a foundation, a nonprofit music organization. And I gotta say that doing something different has really changed my outlook on life, especially after becoming a father. I wanted to be at home as much as possible, but I think we need to think of life like a buffet. I think a lot of times we put ourselves into a box. I'm just this and I'm just that. I'm going to go to this college. I'm going to get this degree. I'm going to do this exact job, and then my life's going to be set. You know what I mean? You can't always predict where life's going to take you sometimes. I've also been into philosophy and self-help and self-improvement books. It's not one of those things that you like to admit, so much, but I would just go through books and philosophy, since my early 20s in college, and I'd go through it and it just become a part of me. And now I'm here making these videos, and I wrote books about self-help and philosophy and just kind of inspirational type philosophy to, also help others. And, now I'm doing that, and this fills me up just as much as, when I was touring and playing music. So, I'm not saying be like me. I'm just saying maybe give it a thought. Like, is there something that you think about all the time that you're like, man, I really like to do this, but I just don't know how I'm going to do it, how am I going to do it? What am I going to do? It's perfectly understandable. We have these thoughts in our head and then they just go away and we don't focus on it. But if your life could completely transform and just light you up, really pursuing your passions, man, I highly recommend that. Life is short. We're only here for a limited amount of time, right? Our mortality is limited. So we need to do these things and just start. As you saw maybe in my last video, just do it. The 3 magic words to get you from point A to point B of where you want to be. Just do it. Cut out the rational brain. Stop overthinking everything and just start. Just start today. Take that first step. And after you take that first step, you're going to take the second, third, fourth, fifth, and so on. We tend to kind of want to see the whole journey before we start it. But if we learn to take incremental steps, that's how we're eventually going to get there. So I hope this was helpful to you guys. This is 5 life goals, and I actually have a list of 10 life goals that are on my blog. So I'm putting the blog below, so click the link below, and you can actually see the 10 life goals that I think that everyone should include in their life, for their life plan, for their life blueprint, for all these things. All right, well, lots of love, guys. Thank you so much for being here with me. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, and yeah, I'll see you on the next video, okay? Bye-bye.